Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todas y a todos. This is Richmond Rising Collaborative Stakeholder Committee. Today is May the 7th, 2025. My name is Beatriz Guerrero. I work for the City of Richmond, and we're hosting this committee here at Nevin Community Center. There's two staff members from the city who are joining us in the organization of this committee meeting, and that's Matthias Easterbrook, and we have Eduardo, who's our new staff member, who I forgot to introduce on our previous meeting. He's our intern, and he's working with us for the next few months. So if we can give him a welcome to the team. Thanks, everyone. We're going to do the roll call, and I would really appreciate your help if you can just say present after we do the roll call. Project lead for Grid Alternatives. Thank you. Project lead for Groundwork Richmond. Project lead for Rich City Rights. Project lead for Trust for Public Land. Project lead for UC Berkeley. I think we're still missing them. We'll keep track if they arrive later in the meeting. Project lead for Urban Health. Thank you. Community member Juana Hernandez. Community member Judith Rocha. Community member Tomasa Espinosa. Community member Curtis Rice. Community member Montserrat Martinez. Thank you, Montserrat. I forgot your last name. Community member Jim Becker. Thanks, everyone. Let's record that we have all the project leads and community members except for UC Berkeley team, and we're looking forward to see if they join us sometime later in this meeting. For everyone who's joining us today for the first time, we want to let you know that this committee meets every first Wednesday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. And it's in-person attendance at Nevin Community Center at 598 Nevin Avenue, Richmond, California, 94801. And you can also attend virtually through Zoom, and we have the link right there. You can also attend through phone call, and those are the numbers that you can use to join, as well as the webinar ID. All committee members and members of the public must abide by the community agreements. You can access them on our website or on the table that we have in the back. And as we usually do, after our roll call, we have a land acknowledgement. So I will ask the people that are part of the committee to help me start with the land acknowledgement if we can. We always start, well, last time we started that way, so I'm going to share the microphone this side. Eduardo, do you want to start?
You're really sorry, I can't see. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, thank you so much. While Richmond Rising seeks to strengthen the economy, improve public health and the environment, particularly in the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods, we do so with the awareness that we can occupy unceded Huichin and Karkin Ohlone territory.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. We acknowledge that land theft of indigenous homelands and the dismantling of indigenous sovereignty was done to advance colonialization.
We acknowledge that capitalism and white supremacy are branches of colonization that have persisted through hundreds of years of oppression in our life today and contribute to keeping Black, Indigenous, and all other people of color from thriving.
Thank you.
We further acknowledge that this country's political economy and social institutions were built on the forced labor of African people on stolen land through violent, systematic abduction from their homelands and enslavement over hundreds of years.
We further acknowledge that exploitation of immigrant and refugee communities as modern forms of cheap and disposable labor are regularly carried out on stolen land.
Thus, we acknowledge that we've been impacted and harmed by these histories and experiences imposed on our ancestors and communities. We further uplift the shared struggle among Black, Indigenous, and all people of color.
We also acknowledge that Indigenous people continue to live here, steward the land, and resist settler colonialism.
We conclude that our land acknowledgement is an active and evolving statement and process. It requires us to recognize historical injustices and invites us in to be active participants in our collective healing. Also, I think the slides are not changing.
I think that's it.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Just as a reminder for the people who are joining us today and the people who are joining us for the first time, Richmond Rising is the City of Richmond and six local organizations, together known as Richmond Rising, received $35 million to bring health, economic, and environmental benefits to the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods. Richmond Rising is supported by the California Strategic Growth Council's Transformative Climate Communities program. This meeting, called Collaborative Stakeholder Committee, provides guidance on project implementation and holds us accountable in reaching our goals. It can make recommendations, provide input, and assist project leads in implementing project activities. It does not have a final decision-making authority, but project leads must consider recommendations from the committee and members of the public. And I'm going to go to the next item on the agenda, which is the public comment for items not on the agenda. This means this is a space for anyone in the community who would like to talk about any of the topics that are not part of the agenda that you have in your hands. And if you don't have an agenda, our agendas are on the table, both in English and Spanish. So if you would like to provide a public comment, please let us know. ¿Hay alguien que quiera hacer un comentario público? Is there anyone who would like to make a public comment? I don't see any hands or anyone in person. Do we have anyone online, Matthias, or that would like to participate with public comment? Okay. Since we have no public comments right now, we're continuing with the next item on the agenda, which is review and approve previous minutes. So I would, in this item, we usually ask members of the committee to review and approve previous meeting minutes. They were submitted, as we usually do, a week and a half after we host our meeting. So if I can get your help with Yes, I'm gonna give you the microphone so it can get recorded.
So yes, Ambassador Kante makes a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
And we have a second from Curtis. Thank you, everyone. So can we just get a quick vote for approving the minutes? I think for today, since we have a very large team this time, can we raise hands and we can count how many people are included? Okay. Okay, so we have everyone voting in favor of reviewing and approving previous meeting minutes. Sorry. Thanks, everyone. We are going to go to the next item on our agenda, which is project status reports. So in this part of the agenda, we let each partner share up-to-date financials and grant expenditures for each project, and this will be shared with the committee and the public. We will have space for questions and feedback at the end of the meeting if anyone would like to do so. So I'm going to share the updates on the grantee, which is the City of Richmond. The work that we have completed since last meeting is schedule coordinated and currently facilitating the meeting that we're, meeting number 14, by the way. This is our meeting number 14, including translation, refreshments, and childcare, and interpretation. Invoices and reports. Our invoice number 9 was approved, and we're in the process of getting reimbursement for that. Invoice number 10 was submitted, and the Strategic Growth Council has started its review. We met with all project partners and the Strategic Growth Council and the Department of Conservation grant managers every 2 weeks. We attended and tabled at the Cinco de Mayo event at 23rd Street. Our total expenditures reported up to date is $342,000, and our remaining budget is $351,000. The planned work in the next 2 weeks is submit invoice number 10 corrections and submit the invoice number 11 calendar. So you'll be receiving the calendar for the next invoicing period. and we will pay for invoices that we have been receiving in the last few days. And Matias has already been doing that. So please give us a little bit of time to, if you haven't received payment on the invoices that you just submitted. In relationship to neighborhood complete streets, which is project number 1, since last meeting, we continued coordination with partners and our design consultants. We recently received the updated scope of the project. That means 30% plans and the budget of the project from the consultant team. We will talk more about this project, but as you remember, this is the project where we have not received federal funding that we were expecting to receive, so we will provide an update as an item of the agenda later. Our total expenditure reported up to date is $95,000. Remaining budget is $5.08 million. And the planned work in the next 2 weeks is coordinate engagement for the next stages of the project. So once we know exactly what we can do with the budget that we have, we'll coordinate engagement with community so that people know exactly what this plan will be, from what are the limitations that we have now with a reduced budget, and we will update residents on the project and the scope of the scope adjustments. I am gonna pass the microphone to Annie with the Richmond Wellness Trail project.
For the Richmond Wellness Trail work completed since last meeting, we've received and started an initial review of the 60% level construction documents and continued to coordinate with city departments, AC Transit, and other partner organizations. And also continued coordination with some additional grant funding with city staff. Thank you. Total expenditures reported to date, $250,000. Remaining budget, $4.5 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is to finish the review of these 60% level construction documents. That means the city and TPL. And then continue to incorporate community feedback into the design. So summarizing that for grant reporting and making sure that it fits into the design.
Hi, everyone. The work completed since last meeting is we worked with Public Works to include e-bike lending library in the city's budget CIP shortfalls. Attended and tabled at UT Earth Day event. We attended and tabled at the Cinco de Mayo festival. We submitted readiness deliverables to SCG. The total expenditures reported to date are approximately $200,000. The remaining budget is approximately $2.2 million. The planned work in the next 2 weeks is city staff and Rich City Rides will work on updated budget for June 6th budget meeting, where we're going to identify next steps to start the program operation of the e-bike lending library.
Thank you. So on behalf of Resilient Homes, the work that, my name is Mbessa Kante from Grid Alternatives, reporting on the Resilient Homes project, sorry. So since our last meeting, the work completed was participation in Urban Tales Earth Day event, meetings with Lifelong Medical to partner in their climate health programs, Canvas during 3 project installations, completed invoice 10 reporting. Total expenditures reported to date are $863,000. Remaining budget, $6.1 million. Planned work in the next week. Attending climate health promoters orientation here this Saturday. Deploying outreach team weekly, actually, just to do invoicing, just to do canvassing in installation areas. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Chito Floriano here with Urban Tilth, Director of Farm and Gardens, to report back on the Basins of Relations project, water efficiency project. So since the last meeting, we've completed 5 conservation installations. 4 of those are drip irrigation systems, laundry to landscape, gray water systems for Iron Triangle homeowners. Outreach and scheduling for future installation. Our team's schedule is currently full through June. We've also been doing some professional development training for our staff, which is including the use and design of software to create professional designs for all installations. We've also been propagating drought-tolerant California native plants in our native plant nursery. Total expenditures to date is about 287,000, remaining in the budget about 1.3 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is to install those 5 additional drip irrigation installations that are scheduled for May. Additional native plant propagation to provide drought-tolerant landscaping options for Iron Triangle homeowners. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lorena Castillo, and I'm the Executive Director of Groundwork Richmond, and our project is Bosque de Barrio, where we're planting roughly 1,000 trees in a neighborhood near you. So what we've been up to lately, we participated in Earth Day alongside with our fellow partners here. We've maintained roughly 300 trees in our neighborhoods. That means we watered, mulched, weeded, pruned, and replaced any stakes or damaged ties around our newly planted trees. We've also planted 31 new trees in the project area, and we are actively recruiting for our 2025 Summer Green Team. We participated in a couple career fairs last month. So right now we spend about $187,000, and we have a little less than $1 million remaining. And we are recruiting for Groundwork board members. So if you know anyone in your community or you have a relative that is looking to be more active, we have openings for our board, and we're also hiring an urban forestry manager. And as you may or may not have heard last month, Colin Martin is no longer with the organization, so we are looking for a new urban forestry manager, and all that is listed on our website. Thank you.
Thank you. Here to give an update on the ADA accessible garden. Finally, since the last meeting, we've been able to get the final comments, hopefully from the city. And those comments were relayed to the design architect team, so they'll be making some adjustments. We've also had our project coordination meeting with a project manager. Total expenditures reported to date, about 93,000, remaining in the budget, 861,000. And the plan work in the next 2 weeks is to put the project out to bid, hopefully, if there are no more comments, and then meet with the county about the BG funds to support the development of this project. And for the Orchard for All project, work completed since the last meeting. We've developed a 6-week training program schedule for the Summer Gleaning Apprenticeship Program. Summer Gleaning Apprenticeship application has been posted online at urbantills.org, so check that out. We've also created material for the training program, outreach material for the training program. We've completed also our 6-week winter gleaning apprenticeship program as well. We hosted our fruit tree giveaway and with 100 trees distributed. And then we've also assisted in planting 50 trees and signing up residents in the project area for future tree care. Total expenditures reported to date, 172,000, remaining in the budget, 995,000. And planned work in the next 2 weeks is to review the applications for the summer training program, begin scheduling some of those interviews with the start date of June 28th. Is that 28th? 28th, 2025. And then begin gleaning and also harvesting from in the season. Sorry, I got a glare. Sorry about that. So begin gleaning and harvesting for in-season fruit trees. We'll also be reviewing residents' fruit trees that will need some summer pruning. And then we'll also be working on our quarterly newsletter that's going to be published by mid-June. And then, yes, for Veggie RX, Work completed since the last meeting. We've hosted the Climate Friendly Diet Workshop at Lifelong Medical on April 14th. We've also hosted a climate friendly diet workshop at the Fierce Advocates on April 17th. And then we also participated in Earth Day on April 19th with a climate friendly Jeopardy game and food giveaway. Total expenditures to date, roughly about 772,000, remaining in the budget about 2.4 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is to plan for a climate-friendly diet workshop with Fierce Advocates on May 22nd at 5:30, and also prepare for an upcoming climate health promoters training that's starting on May 10th.
Thanks. In relationship to the e-bike share program that the city is implementing together with Ride Today, the work completed since last meeting is the continued maintenance and operation of our existing bike hubs, particularly speaking about the ones in the project area. And Right Today submitted data to cover the requests that the Strategic Growth Council submitted to us in relationship to paying for vouchers. And so in this program, we have spent $526,000. Our remaining budget is $472,000. Planned work in the next 2 weeks is review the voucher data information that was provided by Right Today and submitted to the Strategic Growth Council for reimbursement of our invoices. In relationship to community engagement plan, as I mentioned before, we participated on Earth Day event and Cinco de Mayo event, and I'm gonna pass the microphone to Gabby from Rich City Rights, Rich City Rights, who has been doing a lot of work also on the community engagement plan.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gabby. We're completed since last meeting. Officially, as of May, we have 7 youth fellows fully onboarded. We have some of them right here. Um, as of last week, I completed the final interviews to fill those last remaining slots. Those should be filled by the end of the month. We have a new community organizer, part of our Richmond Rising Youth Fellow program. He couldn't make it today, but his name is Rico Guerra, and he's going to be the one who's going to help our youth fellows host our bike rides. So if you want to collaborate on any bike rides throughout the year, he would be the person to contact. You can definitely also contact me, and I can get you in contact with him. And also, just as a save the date, our first community bike ride will be on Saturday, July 5th. And that's going to be in collaboration between our youth fellows and the climate health promoters. As the date gets closer, I will give everybody more details on it, but for right now, just save the date for Saturday, July 5th. Outreach completed since last meeting. I tabled at the Youth Career and College Fair at the Richmond Auditorium. I also tabled at the Earth Day event and the Cinco de Mayo Festival. Total expenditures reported to date, 292,000. Remaining budget, 2.2 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be hosting Youth Fellow trainings on May 8th, tomorrow, the 13th and the 15th. Also on May 15th, which is the following Thursday, we will be hosting an Energizer station for Bike to Wherever Day. We are going to be posted right outside of Richmond High School, and Montserrat, our youth fellow and also committee member, and Judah, who's out sick, wasn't able to be here today. They are going to be helping us host this Energizer station right outside of their school between 7:30 a.m. to 8:30. So if you're in the area, stop by and get some snacks and some swag. And you'll also have the opportunity to sign up to enter and win some prizes. So definitely check us out next Thursday in front of Richmond High. Thank you.
In relationship to our displacement avoidance plan, work completed since last meeting. We finished the ADU toolkit and a draft of the pre-approved plans for ADUs. We defined the next steps to complete the ADU toolkit project. And so in the next 2 weeks, we will prepare items for Planning Commission and City Council to present the final ADU toolkit. You will hear from us because we will be coordinating a workshop to collect final comments on the document and the plans and feedback. We want feedback from residents on the final ADU toolkit. So if anyone here has a family member or has a house that where you want to build an ADU, please be alert about the invitation to the workshop that we will be hosting, because this is a good opportunity for you to get free plans to build your ADU if this is something that you want to do. And we will be looking forward to hearing from Richmond residents. These plans were created specifically for properties in Richmond. They're sized to the properties in Richmond, to the average property in Richmond. Originally, we only had 2 plans, but Planning Commission requested us to have more than 2. They wanted us to have 4, so people have an option to choose from. And if this is something that you're interested, or you know someone who's been willing to build an ADU, please let them know that we will be hosting this workshop. We will provide more information in the next few weeks. And I missed the budget. Total expenditure reported to date, $148,000. Remaining budget, $533,000. In relationship to workforce development and economic opportunity plan, on the city side, the only updates that we have are related to the workforce development and economic opportunity report that we created together with all the partners in this group and Glenn Pice Group. That report has 4 recommendations, and we will be putting out an RFP to request services for the creation of the for the implementation of the recommendations, and for hosting the meetings that we need to host twice a year for this committee. So we will let you know more about these details, but I will pass the microphone to Alex from Grid Alternatives to report on their side.
Thank you. I'm Alex. I'm the Workforce Development Manager for Grid Alternatives, which is also running the Resilient Homes project, but Ambessa's leading that. On the workforce side, we've launched our first cohort of IBT 200 solar training. We're currently in week 4, so we launched it on April 14th. And the last week is next week. The trainees have also gotten the chance to install solar on 2 of the Resilient Homes projects, which is really exciting, and that wasn't necessarily required of the program, but we wanted it to happen if it could align. So that was really cool that they got to install on 2 TCC projects. One of them's actually down the street, and we filmed that install on Tuesday of this week. So exciting content coming soon for that. Oh. There's 5 people in this cohort, yeah. And yeah, so Ambessa was out on site on Tuesday, and Gloria, our fellow on the outreach side, and a lot of our outreach team was also canvassing that day in the neighborhood, not on purpose, but there were a bunch of people there. So that was really fun. And I drove past it on the way here. It looks beautiful. So that was really exciting. We've also tabled at the Richmond Youth Works Youth and Young Adult Resource Career Fair, and we also tabled at the Urban Tilth Earth Day celebration event. So planned work in the next 2 weeks. Our graduation is next Friday, May 16th at our Oakland office. TCC partners are welcome. So if you're interested in coming to that, let me know. And that's it for me. At the Oakland office, yeah.
We haven't heard from the UC Berkeley team, so I'm going to report on the things that we know they completed. Since last meeting, they finalized the invoicing documents and timesheets for invoice number 10. Matthias is more excited than anyone because we've been working a lot with them on getting this ready. We received some of the comments in relation to the annual evaluation report. If you send comments to me, I've already forwarded them to all the UC Berkeley team. Today. Today is our due date for that. If you have not provided feedback, you're welcome to still provide it. If you haven't provided and you need a couple more days, let us know. But we want to collect those comments for the UC Berkeley team. We have they prepare a presentation for the CSE meeting. I hope they're still joining. But if they are not, we will change the item for our next meeting. And the planned work in the next 2 weeks is to receive and incorporate comments provided by Richmond Rising Partners, and then submit the annual evaluation report to City Council and to the Strategic Growth Council, which I think it's the next step. So that concludes our update on the projects. For the committee members on the table, are there any questions, follow-ups that you would like to make in relationship to anything that was presented right now? Questions, comments? Are we all good? Okay, so I'm gonna, are there any public comments or questions that you have received from community members that you want to share with us today in relationship to your projects? Okay, hearing that there's no comments on no comments on the projects or questions in relationship to community questions and comments received, I'm going to open the microphone to the public to see if there are any questions related to the projects that we presented and the updates on the projects. ¿Hay alguna pregunta en relación a los proyectos que estamos presentando el día de hoy? Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, levanten la mano y con mucho gusto la respondemos. Not seeing any hands raised in the auditorium. Do we have any hands raised on the Zoom meeting? Okay. So for today's meeting, we have 4 items for discussion. Number 1, we received 4 Youth Fellows applications to the CSC. So we would like to have a nomination conversation to evaluate their applications, score them, and then discuss if we want to incorporate any or more people to the CSC committee meeting. Number 2, we have the Neighborhood Complete Streets project update. This is just a brief update on what I was telling you in relationship to this project in terms of funding and scope. And number 3 is some updates in relationship to the Workforce Development Steering Committee request for proposals, RFP. And number 4, discussion of the draft ITP and translation options for the indicator tracking plan, the annual report. So I'm gonna start with does anyone want to add any items to the agenda or remove any items from this agenda? I'm just gonna ask this question in case there's any feedback related to this. Okay, so in relationship to the Youth Fellows nominations, we received 4 applications, Leslie Poblano, Judah Gant, Miki Masui, y Yadira Quintanilla. For the committee members, you should have the applications on your package. Please let us know if you have all of them. You're supposed to have 4 applications and a scored heart for the applicants. Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. I noticed on 3 of the 4, what neighborhood do you represent? The other is checked. And one says Iron Triangle. Do we know where the other young people are? They would be. Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you. Thanks.
In the past, we have read the applications as we are here and we score them. Is this a good way for us to do the scoring? And then we also have to discuss, we had a conversation earlier in, I think 2 meetings ago, about how many seats we wanted to provide. And Matthias helped us review the budget that we have allocated from the state for this position. And Matthias, correct me if I'm wrong. We have space for 2 more. We have budget for including 2 more people in the committee. We don't need to include two people because we already have one youth fellow in our team, which is Montserrat. But we could have three people. This is a conversation to have, and we're open to motions from anyone in the committee. So if you have any proposal, we're happy to vote it. However, we want to make you aware that the budget that we have is able to fund up to two people, additional to what we have. I see Tomasa's hand.
Bueno, tenemos 4 aplicantes y tenemos solo 2 posiciones, ¿verdad? Estoy entendiendo eso. Me encantaría saber de dónde somos los miembros de la comunidad para que al menos tuviéramos representación, porque, por ejemplo, yo soy Coronado, no sé quién sea del Triángulo de Hierro y así. A mi personal creo que deberíamos darle oportunidad a los vecindarios que no están representados.
Tomasa is proposing for the ones who do not speak Spanish that we ask the community members who are representing here the community to let us know which neighborhoods they're coming from, so we have representation of all the neighborhoods in the project area, since we only have space for 2 more people. Any other feedback in relationship to the process? If not, we can leave you 10 minutes to read the application and be able to do your scoring. Is that okay for everyone? Oh, yes. We want to know if you would like the youth fellows who are present, who applied for the positions, to introduce themselves and let us know a little bit about them. Would this be something that you want to do? Gabby, are all of them here? Okay. Do they want to do that? That's a better question. Yes, they would be willing to do it. They're here and they're be willing to do it. There's only one person who's not here. Tomasa, do you want to should we ask each of the community members which neighborhood they represent in the meantime, so everyone knows who's here? Curtis, would you let us know which neighborhood you represent?
Coronado neighborhood.
Coronado.
Coronado.
Coronado. Okay, so we need Iron Triangle and Santa Fe. Oh, I'm missing Jim. Sorry, Jim.
Oh. Probably Santa Fe is probably the closest.
Santa Fe. Okay. Santa Fe and Coronado and
Iron Triangle.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to read your applications, and then we'll let the youth fellows who are here to come and join the conversation. I'm going to clarify some of the questions that we're hearing here in the committee. The youth fellow, the people who applied, the 4 people who are on the screen right now, Leslie, Judah, Mickey, and Jadira, they are all people who have joined the Youth Fellows program. They're already Youth Fellows under the program that Gabby and the Rich City Rights team is managing. They applied to additionally be part of the CSC meeting. Originally, how the program was designed was we were supposed to have at least 2 CSC members that were also youth fellows. We want to include youth in this committee, and so the state required us to add at least 2 positions. Because the program started late, we have funding to include up to 3. The minimum was 2. So we already have Montserrat, who was not a youth fellow because she joined the youth fellows program afterwards. And so we will be adding 2 additional positions to the committee. And those 2 positions would be exclusively for youth fellows. If the people who join as youth fellows leave, those spaces are only available for youth fellows, if that makes any sense. Does that clarify the clear enough? But hopefully that gets you a better idea of the whole reasoning behind. And you can read our memorandum of understanding, where it like explains specifically how we have to structure the CSC meeting, and it required us to have 2 youth fellows. However, because we didn't have a staff member to run the program, that took us a little longer than what we would have wanted, because there was no program manager to get that program going. And so since Gabby joined and developed the program, now we have youth fellows who just joined.
Filled all the other positions we have.
Yes.
So there isn't extra funding we can like move around to hire all of them.
You want to make someone else quit?
I mean, if it'll make Matthias's job more complicated, but
We can certainly ask that.
I mean,
We can rank the positions, and what we could do, we can definitely ask the state if we can move around funds. We can definitely do that. If that's a proposal, that's something that we can definitely do, and then come back on next meeting and confirm that everyone has been added to the CSE. Close it. Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels kind of like we should give everybody a chance if they want to be in on it. That's my opinion, but open for discussions.
Okay. And if you want to start a motion, you can also do that if people. So thanks everyone for reading with carefully the applications and the scorecards. Are there any questions or thoughts that you had while we were filling this that you need to share with the group that you would like to talk about? Should we give some space to the youth to let us know why they want to join the CSE meeting? Does that sound good? Okay. I'm going to pass the microphone to them.
Mickey, you want to go first? You're just going to explain why you want to join the CSE committee.
Hi everyone. My name is Mickey. You guys just read my application. I'll kind of briefly talk about like what I wrote. A large reason why I wanted to join the CSE meeting committee was because I wanted to be able to use my skills and also gain new skills to be able to learn and hear the voices of local businesses, organizations, and people here. Being able to educate and raise awareness for certain benefits that Richmond residents can gain, and to also give them a platform to talk and ask questions from people whose voices may historically have not been heard before or have been suppressed.
Guys, sorry. Hi guys, my name is Yadira, and a little bit about why I want to join this amazing community is that I wanted to really put my skills to use that I've learned throughout the 4 years of high school that I've had, and I also want to learn new skills, and I just want to be part of my community and really be involved in future projects. Yep.
Hi, my name is Leslie. I applied because I want to be more involved in my community and I want to help out my the people in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for being here and for sharing with us all that information in your application and for also wanting to be part of this committee. We're really happy to have you here. Does anyone have any questions? Lorena, you want to say something? I'm here. Yeah, say it out loud.
Anyone who wants to attend a meeting, after being at work or school all day and still contribute to their community is, come on. Like how do we say no to that, right?
Okay, Lorena was asking earlier if there was any possibility that we look for a way to open spaces for all the 4 applicants that we received in. Matthias and I would be open to talk to the Strategic Growth Council to figure out if we can do an amendment to our agreement and try to figure out if there's funding for having 2 more people aside from what we have. Is that something that everyone is interested in? Is that something that you would like to do? Okay, I'm hearing yes from everyone in here. Anyone else who has any other feedback? Everything is welcome in here. No, please don't feel shy to share.
This is Annie. I completely agree. It'd be great to get everyone here. But I do think now I've understood, I think that everyone is a youth fellow. So I do want to appreciate that they are actually already involved in the project in some capacity. So if there isn't a way to bring all 4, maybe it's okay, right? They are involved. Just throwing that out there just to counter, even though I would love to have them all as well.
Okay, that sounds good.
Is it possible to know what neighborhoods you guys reside in? That'd be really interesting to know.
I am from the North and East neighborhood.
I'm also from the North and East neighborhood.
I'm actually near in El Sobrante, so kind of in an unincorporated area. Oh, but I go to school in Richmond at De Anza High School.
Just a reminder that youth fellows can be either studying or leaving or working in the project area, which is a requirement that we included on the access to the program, just so you know. Yeah, they go to school in the project area, all of them. We have most of the schools in the project area, so it is good for us because we have youth, but yeah, not everyone lives in the project area. Any other questions, comments that we want to does anyone want to make a motion? Or what?
So the motion is to, I guess, approve and accept, let's see, Mickey Masui, Leslie Poblano, Yadira Quintanilla, and Judah's last name's not on there. Oh, Judah Gant, thank you. Oh, there it is. to serve on this committee.
We have a second from Ambassador Quintave. Can we just add a comment saying that we will review with the Strategic Growth Council before actually just adding everyone to the committee? Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna, yeah, a friendly amendment. So that way we can go to the state and say our advisory body wants us to ask this question. It helps, I think, the argument.
And then if so, we have a meeting in 2 weeks. So we can come back in 2 weeks with the response. And so you guys would be able to join on the next committee if we get a positive response from the Strategic Growth Council. Does that sound like a good solution to the Curtis, do you
Yeah,
want to say?
so am I hearing that this motion has been amended? Okay, I just wanted. that's
By
what- I just
budget,
wanted to
yeah,
clarify.
by approval of the state.
I just want to clarify.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, that amended, so that by the budget of the state.
But under approval of the state, we would continue with the motion that that we heard initially. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So we're hearing that we will have everyone serving on the board, on the committee, as long as the state is okay with it. If that's not the case, we will come back to discuss with this group, but we believe that we can make it happen. So we will talk to them just to get approval from them. Thank you, everyone. And we're gonna vote. Yes. No, now we want the voting. So the motion, I will repeat what it is. As Jim told us, Leslie Poblano, Judah Gant, Miki Masui, and Jadira Quintanilla would be joining the CSE committee as long as the state approves the modification of the budget.
And I would just suggest that we don't really need to add the scores, but we'll just keep them so that we can submit them to the state. And then I guess in the case that they say no, we would go with the highest 2 scores. Does that look like a lot of head nods? But yeah, I don't think we're gonna work so they don't.
We're gonna work it out, but yes, I agree with Matias. Let's put everything in there. And so now that we have that, all the 4 community members that are also youth fellows would join the committee under the approval of the state. And if not, we will come back to this committee to review how we can who would get in based on the highest scores. That said, can I assume this was Jim's motion, and Ambessa Cantave was the one who seconded this motion. And can I get a vote from the committee? And I'm seeing the hands raised of all the committee members except for UC Berkeley, who's not present today. Thank you. To Matias. Matias is the one receiving the scorecards. So this is proof of the voting right here. This is another one from the previous, I gave you mine, but this is the previous voting. This is not from this one. Mayeli had it. They received it. Okay, yeah, leave it there. Thanks everyone for being here and for helping us with the voting and figuring out the solution to this problem. I think this is a great outcome. We're going to continue with the next item on the agenda. So our next item is a very short one. We have Neighborhood Complete Streets project update. As you know, this is the Harbor Way project that was supposed to go from Pennsylvania to, I believe, Matias, what's the other end of the Neighborhood Complete Streets? I forgot the last street. Apologies. I'm going to bring the map because, no. So Hoffman Boulevard. I'm going to bring this map because it's actually going to be helpful for the conversation that we're having right now. So updates on this project, I'm talking about the pink line right here that goes from Pennsylvania to Hoffman on Harbor Street. So as you knew on the last meetings, we applied for federal budget, for federal funding to get additional funding for this project. That was Reconnecting Communities pilot program that we applied together with Trust for Public Land and other partners. And this funding was, we were awarded $9.5 million for those two projects. That funding was supposed to be executed, or the grant was supposed to be executed in March. We have been receiving emails from the federal government saying that the meeting was postponed. And finally, earlier this week, I think Monday or Tuesday, we received an email saying that the federal administration was going to postpone indefinitely this meeting because they were analyzing each of the projects to see if they align with the vision of the federal government. We understand that that might postponed for a really long time if that funding is actually coming to the city or to the partners. And so we proceeded to rescope the project to use the funding that we have with the Transformative Climate Communities Grant, which is the purpose of the meeting that we're having today. So the project scope is going to be shortened. We cannot do the full street with the budget that we had. So we are focusing, we just received the plans for the rescope of the project. And now the project is going from Chancellor Avenue toward apologies for that, toward Cutting Boulevard. So it's focused on the lower part of the neighborhood. That is where all the schools are and where we received the largest amount of feedback from the community. So that was the reason that we're approaching the project in that specific area. And you will be hearing from us in the next few weeks in terms of outreach. And the reason that we're bringing this information to you firsthand is because we want you to know what is happening behind the scenes. We kind of collected all the comments and traced back where they came from in terms of location of the problems that people identified, and we identified the most in that area. So we're focusing the money in that space, also prioritizing that schools are there and youth are in that area. So that's kind of our main reason. We will bring the plans and the information of what things are still to be decided, because these plans are 30% plans, which means not everything is finalized or defined. So we will need feedback from the community. It's going to be less feedback than we had in the past because it was 9.5 million more of budget. So there's a big difference on what we're going to be doing in this project. However, we're still looking for additional budget. This doesn't mean we're not going to do that project. It just means we're not going to do it with these funds. And these funds are being rescoped for that area. So that's basically what I can share right now because we don't have additional information. I think on the next meeting, we will have consultants coming to present specifically on what are the changes that are going to be happening and give some slides with images so you can actually see exactly the scope of a project. But I wanted to share with you what I saw on the technical plans, which is just the very high level information. I don't know if the committee has any questions or any follow-up additional information, and I can take them back to the consultant team and come back to you as we need.
Mi pregunta es esta, ¿solamente fue afectado esta parte del proyecto o también sobre la McDonald's?
We're being asked by Tomasa if it was only part of this project that was affected or also McDonald Avenue. McDonald Avenue has other funding sources. So I don't think it was affected by this. No fue afectada por este presupuesto. Hay otros proyectos pasando en McDonald's y cruza McDonald's, pero no, ese dinero de, por ejemplo, tenemos AC Transit en esa área, ese proyecto sigue. We are not talking about the McDonald Avenue project. This is a different project that is not funded with TCC funds. This two projects intersect with McDonald Avenue, but it's a different project. Any other questions from the committee? We'll provide more information at our next meeting. We're just giving you the information that we're slowly receiving back from consultant teams and from the project team and the Public Works city staff. I'm gonna open this item for the public. Are there any questions that the public or anyone else who's joining us today would have about this project? ¿Hay alguien que tenga alguna pregunta en relación a este proyecto? If we don't have any additional questions, I'm going to jump to the next item. This is just an update. If you remember, last year we finalized the workforce development plan and recommendations. And we have 4 recommendations that were included in that report. That report is available on our website, both in English and Spanish, and we presented it, I believe, by the end of last year. And so we were trying to get additional funding to be able to implement 2 annual meetings that are requested on the workforce development workbook that the state and the city and the team from Great Alternatives created. And we need those 2 meetings to be hosted plus the 4 recommendations to be implemented. So that requires money, time, effort that the city staff do not have. We are understaffed and we are putting out requests for proposals from a consultant team, a nonprofit, or any other type of organization who would like to take on the work. And so we're looking, if we can, for local organizations who could do this work. So if you know anyone who is capable of doing this type of work and would be willing to apply for this RFP, it'll be posted out hopefully this week, by the end of this week or the beginning of next one. So we're sharing this with you so that you are aware of it and that you please share the information with the largest amount of organizations or consultant teams or people from the community who know how to do this work. Is there any question in relationship to this? This is just update in relationship to this project. No comments or questions from committee members? I'm gonna give you the
Is the RFP going to be posted on the bids online system for the city? Okay.
Yeah, it would be in the Bids Online system. I forgot the name. Planet Bids, I believe, is the website. So yeah, it will be posted in there. We're just sharing this information with you so you can see the rest in the website if you're interested. And we'll share a link if you're interested for us to share it with the committee. We're happy to do that. Okay, I think this item, we don't have the presentation from the UC Berkeley team. Are they joining online by any chance? Okay, since we're not, we don't have this information on our side, we will have to postpone this item for the next meeting, which means we are on the next item, which is opening agenda requests for our next meeting. Is there any project lead or community member who would like us to add any items on the agenda? We're definitely going to be adding neighborhood complete streets to the list, but anything else that you want us to share, we're happy to add an item for our next meeting. We will also be adding the item on the Youth Fellows spaces, so to confirm that they'll be joining the committee. You want to add something? No. Annie, do you want to add anything related to Richmond Wellness Trail? Do you guys want to provide any updates on the project or not really? No, next.
I don't think there's anything, I mean, we can just, yeah. This says actually, oh.
That's a small thing. I'll provide photos from the first cohort as like a fun agenda. Yeah.
Okay, so I report on the first cohort that is part of the workforce program. So thanks, Alex. Anything else? Do we have any requests from the public of items that you would like us to include on the agenda for our next meeting? Okay, I'm hearing none. And do we have anything on our online people raising hands or anything like that? No? Okay. And we have some general announcements, and we're opening this for anyone who wants to participate on general announcements. There's an air quality district survey, and this survey is going to help determine the best way to distribute 124 million in funding for air pollution solutions. So we encourage you to please take the survey. And we also want to let you know to save the date for Juneteenth. So we will send you the link, but it's going to be Saturday 21st at Nickel Park, and you can register online. That's the website. We are also happy to include that on the information that we send you for the CSE meeting. So you can also have access to that link in there and register if you want a table or be part of the event on Saturday the 21st of June.
Yeah, just on the air quality district survey, I think I would highly recommend partners put in programs, maybe something like what you're doing, and also start thinking about what kinds of things you might want to apply for, including partnerships amongst ourselves. It's kind of part of the Richmond Rising work is that we like know each other now and we can apply for more money together. So definitely recommend it. The money's not quite available because they're still taking the surveys about what they should do with the money, but it's my impression that we would be very competitive.
Yeah, I think that's a really great comment. If there's any funding that we're missing that is connected to air quality, I think this is a good opportunity for us to pitch what we would like them to spend the money on. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I'm definitely going to take the survey. I haven't taken it yet. Have you? Okay. Let's do it.
Do we know where the 124 million is coming from? Is it from the refinery, the settlement? The settlement?
This is fines, and there are some settlement, not the recent Chevron settlement, but there's unfortunately other settlements also happening. So that's where it's coming from.
This is money from the Bay Area Air Quality Management District. It's not from the city, just so you know. This money is not coming from the city of Richmond. It's coming from a regional agency that represents their district. Okay, do we have any other general announcements from the team? Yes, okay. I'm gonna pass the microphone to Tomasa.
Bueno, yo solo quería invitarlos a un programa que va a empezar el 15 de mayo en el Nichols Park, que se llama Pasos, que todos son bienvenidos, es para la familia completa. Va a ser de las 5:45 a las 6:45. Se hace en colaboración con el supervisor Yoya. Ese día se va a ofrecer un club de caminata, después va a haber una clase de baile. Así que si los que no sepan bailar, vayan. Yo tampoco sé, pero no. Y también se va a ofrecer yoga y productos frescos. Supongo que van a estar ellos también, ¿verdad? Sí, lo más seguro.
Gracias, Tomasa. Any other? There's more flyers for that event in the back if you need any. What's the date? Tomorrow, right, Tomasa? Oh, May 15. May 15. Any other announcements that anyone wants to share with this team?
Hi, so I'm reporting from Veggie RX, Urban Tilth. So May 22nd, we're gonna have a workshop with Fierce Advocates. They're right by Kaiser. their location. It's going to be from 5:30 to 7. Yeah, and we're gonna just have a deep dive on pollution in Richmond and foods that help in like protecting your lungs and your body, things like that. So come on by. There's gonna be food provided, music, and a chance to participate in our discussion.
Just as a reminder, May 15th is also Bike to Wherever Day. So ride your bike to work, to school, to anywhere. If you search up Bike to Wherever Day, May 15 Bay Area, I think it'll take you to the Bike East Bay website. They have a map of different Energizer stations around the bay. So it will give you the location and also what time the Energizer stations will be there. And they're really there to, fuel up during your bike ride. So again, I'm going to be at the Energizer station right outside of Richmond High from 7:30 to 8:30. If you want to come and grab some snacks, grab some free swag, that Energizer station, we're doing it in partnership with Contra Costa Health. Monserrat will be there, and Judah, who was not able to attend today, will also be at our Energizer station, along with some other Richmond High students. So we'll have 2 stations right in the front on 23rd. So come check us out.
Thank you, Gabby. And I think the last information that we need to share with you is that tomorrow we're starting the Climate Health Promoters cohort, third cohort. No, tomorrow, this Saturday, May the 10th, the next cohort is starting. So it's going to be hosted here, Nevin Community Center. If you committed to join the first meeting of this class, please be here. And if not, just check your calendars for people who committed to be part, the project leads who committed to be part of the participation of this program. And if you know someone who wants to join, I'm sure they will be able to incorporate them in the program. This is the English speaking cohort, so just FYI. Any other announcement before we close the meeting today? I don't see any hands raised, so I'm giving you back 30 minutes. It's 7:28, and we have adjourned our meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here.